You know, you get a good nap in, and like that shit just make a difference. I got a little nap.
Yourself?
I had a better day
Then yesterday, because yesterday you had niggas a little worried.
Yeah, I had a better day than
You had
yesterday.
niggas worried yesterday. Clap it up. All
I'm
right.
clap for myself.
Yeah.
Now, but I had a better day than yesterday. Had a chance to let go of some things, and today was a pretty good day. Can't front, even though the morning started off rocky.
Mm-hmm.
About 7:30, 8 in the morning.
That's like right away.
Right away. Morning started off.
As soon as it start, that's right away. That's the beginning of the day.
Yeah, but you know, it ended up being a pretty good day.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, man.
So
How were you able to release how you were feeling yesterday?
I think I literally just came to a place where like I just say, you know, it is what it is, and I'm trying to understand like when things are a little above your control, um, just gotta
just let the shit go.
Just let it be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes those are hard to do.
What? To let it go, or
yeah, it is hard to just let it go. Sometimes
in your control.
It's hard to do both at times.
Yeah, I don't think people like that.
Yeah, it's hard to do both at times. To let it go and then also to accept that it is what it is. Or like I think a lot of us have this idea of wanting to be in control of things that they're not in control of.
Mm-hmm.
And understanding that you're not in control of that.
That shit'll make you sleep so much better. To be honest, like just knowing like, oh, I'm not in control of this. It's over.
But then when I said I felt trapped yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
I did mean that. But even with feeling trapped, because I still have that same type of feeling, but my point of view of it is a little bit different today.
You care to elaborate? You don't got to give all the details.
No. I just I just came
very
to
descriptive.
Huh?
Because the word trap, like saying I feel trapped, is very.
I feel trapped in a space to where I shouldn't be. I don't want to be, and okay. I shouldn't be.
I got you.
And but I just had to remind myself that, you know, this is literally just a moment in time. Mm-hmm. And I think, have you ever saw that movie with Will Smith? What's the name of it?
Pursuit of Happiness?
No.
You love a Will Smith movie.
I do love a Will Smith
Collateral
movie.
Beauty?
Those are all really good movies, by the way. Those are some of my best movies from Will.
Yeah, I
but
agree.
Damn, he was a con artist.
Oh,
that's your favorite. You stay talking about that movie, bro.
That movie.
The one with the what's her name?
Can't remember the name of it. At this
white
moment.
girl.
The one with the white girl.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I think the idea was pretty much to stay your course and see. To stay your course and to see everything all the way through. That was like the idea. So even when things look like it's turning, you got to just focus. That's the name of it. You just,
focus, yes. That's
you
what
just got to literally stay focused on what the task is at hand, and you can't put no extra emotional attachments, which will definitely throw you off the initial goal.
Right.
Okay.
And I think that's where I'm at with it. I had to think about that and say to myself, like, I know I started feeling emotional about certain things, but I'm like, nah, I understand that I have a goal. Mm-hmm. I'm on pursuit of reaching my goal. And some people might not like it when it's all said and done. Matter of fact, I'm more than certain that there will be people that's not gonna approve of how
the results or
approve of how everything is gonna play out.
Okay.
When it's all said and done, but
you're referring to your goal.
No, I'm referring to how these are gonna play out in order for me
to get there,
to attain my goals.
Okay.
We said something yesterday, when we filmed, and we was talking about like the greats and some of the things that most people wouldn't deem as morally right or whatever have you to do to get to where you gotta go. And
That's where you at.
that's not what I'm saying is what I'm doing is gonna be not morally right, but I do understand that there are gonna be things that people just are not gonna agree with. And instead of me always trying to please every situation, I'm learning that some things just gotta be what it's gonna be. Some things gonna fall to the wayside, some things won't.
Yeah.
Some people will understand what you're trying to do, some people won't. And yeah, that's what helped me today with thinking about that. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. But now also, like I within saying that, I do think that the price to pay for success at any major level
Mhm.
is like a heavy load, which is why only a small percent of the world achieves it.
Right.
What they say about 5% of the world actually reach a certain level.
Do you know what that heavy load is going to be for you?
Hmm.
Or do you have an idea of what you're going to, like, have to let go of?
I don't. I just know as it comes, I have to be more understanding of what is really gonna take, and not saying to just be okay with it. I want to make this clear, right? When other people is involved, other people's feelings and emotions and different things is involved, it's never a great feeling. I heard them saying with the Ja Morant situation, right? And you hear a lot of analysts like, "Yo, man, Ja's gonna have to let some of them niggas go. Like some of his friends, some of his homies.
You think so?
Ja gonna have to let them go." That's what the conversation is, and that's deep.
I don't think it's that deep.
I think that's deep.
I think he's an adult at this point, right? So I think fuck the money and fuck the platform that he has. I'm an adult, so if I keep running into this issue with flashing guns and what kind of energy it's attracting, I probably wouldn't do it. Like I don't know how hard it is to kind of just not do that, and then it's like we start blaming the people around him. It's like nobody
make him do shit.
Nobody's making him do these things. Like
Yeah.
he's literally holding the gun up to the camera or flashing it wherever he's at or doing whatever. Like
Yeah.
nobody's making you do that. So to make it a thing where it's like, oh, he gotta get rid of the people that's around him, it's kind of like, no. Where's the self accountability where he needs to get his shit together?
But now, do you agree that in some instances, some people that came up with you, everybody can go where you going?
I agree with that 100%, but I don't think that this is one of those situations. Because it's one thing if it's like, yo, his homeboys keep getting in trouble and he just happens to be there versus him actually being the person that's doing what people are upset about. It's different.
True. You don't think that his crew or his crowd of people that he's around does have a like big influence on his actions?
I think like if we go back to the conversation we was having as far as like checking each other,
Yeah.
I think they got a responsibility and they dropping the ball on it as far as like, yo, talk to your man and tell him like,
yo, relax.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think if
one of his mans in the video though was like, yo, like he the one who was like,
yeah,
yo, like,
but because he wasn't ready. He didn't think he was about to do that. But it's like at the same time, again, people are still saying it's his friend's fault or it's the people he's around. And that's like, bro, no, because I done been around murderers and all kinds of people that do all kinds of wild shit.
You ain't involved
and it don't change the fact that I'm probably just not gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or like just being even something as small as being around people that drink, and I just don't care to drink. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
It don't mean that my friends is wild or these niggas they do what they do. I'd rather not. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. And I don't think people are giving even his friends enough I don't want to say credit, but it's like they throwing his friends under the bus
all
quick.
the way. Everybody, the narrative is, yo, leave them niggas alone.
Get away from his friends. And it's like, bro, his friends is not the ones flashing the guns in the camera.
But at the same time, I think that his friends know what he has on the line. And I think that why would you allow him to engage in that type of activity if he did it once already and the type of like reaction that he received? Then for you guys to I don't want to use the word allow because like you say, he's an adult, but for you guys to see that he's repeating the same mistake and no one in that entire bunch says like, yo, bro, chill, or at least put the camera down. Like,
yeah,
why
but they didn't know. They wasn't prepared for it. Like, he just pulled the shit out, and his niggas like, oh, and they put the camera away. So it's not like they let him do it. You don't know what they said after he put that camera down. Yeah. You know what I mean? But at that point, it already happened. So it's kind of like,
but it makes me feel like for him to even have it on him, there was not even a conversation that was had after the first time, because I feel like if you have a group of your friends telling you the same thing, I think that you're more likely to respect what they have to say than fight every person that's saying the same thing, in my opinion. So it comes off. It's just an assumption, but it just comes off like no one said anything. I
don't agree with that. I think people probably did say some things, and I think you're right as far as he definitely needs his friend. I don't think it's necessarily just his friends. Like, he got a dad in his life. There's a few people that could probably get through to him, you know what I'm saying? Aside from the fact that you hear the media talking about you all day long. You know what I mean? Like, so clearly you know that what you're doing or the path you're going down is kind of like, it's detrimental to what you're trying to do. So I don't know. For me, I'm really on the side of like self awareness where it's like, yo, I'm bugging the fuck out.
If you remember, I think Ja Morant's problem isn't his friends.
I don't think so.
I think his problem is, I think Ja Morant is a case of someone who was overlooked for a long time playing ball. Mm-hmm. They didn't think he was going to become what he has become just on the court. Mm-hmm. I'm saying he wasn't highly scouted. Like, it wasn't no big, things surrounding around him. I think that year the main person that everybody was talking about was Zion. Hands down.
That's his class?
That's his class. Okay. Zion.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And Zion was it. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, and Ja was up there, but the talk wasn't around Ja. So I think now that Ja surpassed expectations and he's getting the money that he's getting, I think he allowed his own success to come in between like his head. In the mix of now, you this big NBA superstar, you got these rap friends now, like, you know what I'm saying? They can start connecting with the rappers, the NBA, he loves listening to NBA Youngboy, listening to the music, and now you start to become influenced by a lot of that.
As simple as that, I think he's just having a fucking blast.
How old is he?
He's in his early 20s.
21 or 22.
You know what I mean? Like, so I really don't think it's anything past that. I think, of course, people are looking at his position, or you know what I'm saying, they're really like, yo, he's gonna throw it all away, and people they're dramatic.
Yeah, he's like 22, something.
But I don't think it's dramatic. You don't see how they suspended him for how many games?
25. And honestly, it could have been worse.
I know it could have been worse, but that's not dramatic. That's a lot.
What I'm saying is, I think if we look at the situation for what it is, the kid is not doing anything illegal at all. Yeah. He's not. So I think when I say dramatic, I think the where people are taking it is kind of like, oh my God, he's gonna kill someone, or he could like. And
it's all.
I understand all of the dangers that. I understand it, but
I think more about the image.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I think people around are saying whatever they're saying, but that's not what the NBA cares about. Like, NBA all the time always care about image. You could be cheating, you could be doing whatever in your personal life, but they'll find a way to like fire you, like suspend you or whatever, because it has a lot to do with the image.
I agree with it. I don't necessarily agree with that, with the fact that they do that. I'm just saying I get it. I understand it. I think it's a little dramatic in certain places, especially when it comes down to legality. Like,
especially he ain't doing nothing illegal.
He's not doing anything illegal, right? Yeah. So this is not me saying, yeah, Ja, go flash guns. I'm not saying that he should be doing it. What I'm saying is when it comes down to it, I think the dramatics are crazy. Like, they're blowing this shit like
out of proportion,
way out of proportion. Like, because when he did it the first time, it was kind of like, okay, cool, he's wilding, whatever the case is. But it's almost like, to me, it's almost like they was waiting for him to do that shit again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when it happened,
he gave him ammo.
Yeah, he gave it to him, but it's like when it happened, it was like, yes. And now it's like
We're
front
gonna give him
page.
the ultimate punishment.
Now
or
it's like
whatever.
front page news, and it's like, let's be clear.
I thought they
The
was going to give him 50 games.
But you can't because now if you I don't want to stay on the NBA, but you can't do that because if you suspend him for something that's not illegal, imagine what happens if somebody do some wild shit in the league or a fight break out and you really got to throw the book at them because they're going to be looking at you like,
Yeah.
you ain't do nothing to job. Like how I get, you know what I'm saying? So I think.
So you absolutely right because Miles Bridges, they gave Miles Bridges 30-game suspension.
And he wilded out.
And yeah, he had a domestic violence situation with his girl. And they gave him 30 games. So from understanding from what they gave Miles, I understand
why it landed there.
Why it landed there.
Because it's like, come on, what you gonna really do to this person who, again, he's not in no legal trouble with nobody.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not in no legal trouble, so it's kind of like, if this is just based on image, it's like,
I think it's because he did it more than once. That's what I think it was.
No, I think so for sure. But I just think when it comes down to it, again, I understand the image. I understand Disney and ESPN with Paul Pierce, all that other shit. Like, the image thing with these companies is important. I get it.
But
Because you got to understand how he's also influencing people. So he's having these younger generations maybe think that it's cool
Nah, 100%.
to move the way that he's moving.
But if we're gonna go into that conversation, I don't think it's nothing wrong with him owning or being proud of or flashing guns. White people do it all the time.
all the time.
Like,
and
that's where they.
I literally was about to say that. Not
I done
only
seen
do they
a bunch
do
of
it,
families posted up with their kids with guns.
guns.
Kids. They
little
teaching their
kids,
kids how to use
yo,
guns.
It's
I don't think there's
literally
nothing wrong with it.
parents who are teaching their kids cam age
How to shoot.
how to shoot.
But it's like when
I
a
think-
black person got a gun in their hands, it's taboo.
But I think the difference is when you see those photos of what they're doing, it's more so the sport of like hunting, right? That's what that's what you're seeing, especially when kids are involved in those pictures.
No, I think it's yes, they do
It
do
is.
that.
But I still think that
But-
either way, that's entertainment.
No, they do that with hunting. But I have seen
But
kids.
it's a different entertainment from dancing and just showing a gun. Like why? Like you get like it's that's.
I don't think it's
that's
fair to
completely
say
different.
why his entertainment with the gun versus their entertainment is more.
gun is a gun.
A gun is a gun. So whatever the dangers are when a white person is holding it are going to be the same dangers when a black person is holding it. So I think when it comes down to it, are they doing anything illegal? No, neither one of them are. So I get the league and the morality clauses and all that. I get it, but I just think at the same time it's kind of like it's hit or miss because it's like, come on, he's not really doing anything wrong.
Outside of the NBA, though, y'all brought up a word in which I always thought about, image, right? Now, we understand image in society in general is a real thing, right? It's a big thing. But now, how much does y'all think image actually plays a part, like, in your own personal lives or what you need to be seen as, or, like, do you care about your image in your own personal life?
It's a good question.
But when you're speaking about image, right? Because you could take it both ways. You could take it like physically in the sense of like aesthetics, or are you referring to like
Both.
the way that you're like
how you're viewed, how
rumor
you're
and-
seen, and physically. Like, how do you take image in your own personal life?
Of course, physically, you always want to present. Well, I don't want to speak for anybody else, but I would like to at least present myself decently. When it comes to like the way that people view me or like what's being said or rumors like that, I would hope that the judgment is accurate. That's what I would like to say, because I feel like.
So, like, the idea of being seen or having an image as like a hoe for you. The only reason why I'm bringing up because you're a woman. Like, do those type of stigmas affect you?
Of course, it affects you, but at the same time, you can't defend yourself much because people are going to say whatever they want to say at the end of the day. And what one person considers a hoe, another person doesn't. It depends on what they're talking about. At the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and like be like, oh, please don't listen to. Like, I'm not about to like go to every person that may have heard and try to defend myself. If that's how you feel and you want to run with that, then that's your business.
You came out before and spoke about you liking men and women on the podcast, and I know you said this before. Like, you know, your mom didn't particularly like that idea of it. Do you feel like you had to, in the beginning, was you like trying to keep up an image with that per se, with dealing with like the opposite sex in front of your family or your mom or
definitely.
like people, and how did you
Because one thing like I'm big on is like respect and not really disturbing people unless if they have to be disturbed. And like because I was still living under my mother's roof for a certain amount of time, like a certain amount of time in my life, I have to respect that. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that her rule was for me not to be bisexual, but it's like I know her views on that because I know where she comes from and that generation. So like regardless if I was doing my own thing, I would never bring it to her home because at the end of the day, it's not my home. Yes, I live there, but it's not my property. So like I respect her on that level. But I like, did people not know in my family? People knew who had to know, who questioned. Because I'm not a firm believer of you having to come out.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the same way people who are heterosexual don't have to announce that they're heterosexual, they just do them and date whoever they want, and you clearly say that they're a heterosexual person. I don't think that a person who's bisexual or homosexual have to like present that. So like,
That's a good point.
Just live your life.
yeah. So yeah, live your life. So like my family who knew, they knew because of if they saw. Because the thing is, I present feminine, so you're not gonna automatically assume what I like. You get what I'm saying? Like I have cousins who present more masculine, and you clearly know like the route that they're taking. But like there were a lot of people that when they found out about me, they were very shocked and confused. So yeah, but
Did what you think about image, as far as like, you know, what you're doing, what you're aspiring to do for a living? When you think about dealing with a woman who's gonna be your mate, like, do you look at those things as like your image about like how people view you?
I'm a little shallow. A little
Okay.
bit. Especially on that end of things. Like I don't necessarily judge people by how they look as far as like my partner, but I'm definitely, of course, who wants somebody that's not, attractive, right? Then my personal image, like I care how I look physically, but I'm not always interested in what people think of me. I'm not always interested in it. Like I think I'm very selective on the people that I'm around. So I think those are the people that kind of know me, and I don't really have to explain certain things. You know what I mean? So I think the rest of the people who have opinions or thoughts or assumptions, I kind of just leave that. I just leave them where they are. Like I interact with them for what I need to interact with them for. You know what I mean? Not really interested in what people think about me. It's not like on the front of my mind at all.
I would definitely say for me, for a long time, I did care, right, about things when it came down to image, especially not so much about the way I look, but definitely but when it comes down to like dressing and putting on clothes and like the names and the labels and all those things. Like I was big into that all the way from school, mainly because I felt like growing up, I was definitely always like a popular kid, right? And I felt like being popular and then being around the type of people I was around,
Had to keep it up.
you had to keep that energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I remember back, when each trend was in, like I was one of them kids. I was
on the bandwagon. Quick.
I was on it. I used to have a NBA jersey for every day of the month. Like when Coogie's was it, I had a different Coogee literally for every day of the week. Like
I was just talking about this earlier. We had a horrible.
When niggas was wearing Pradas.
We did bad.
You know what I'm saying? I was on the Parasuco wave, and it wasn't until I became an adult to where it slowly started to fade, and I started realizing that like just on the image wise, like you could still be fly, look good, and whatever without being a label whore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
And I'm looking, and now as an adult, you see like women are still attracted to that. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's more of like how you present yourself more than just wearing Gucci or Dior or whatever the main label is at the moment. I think you could still get the same energy without having that. But I do believe that image is very important. I think how you present yourself and how you want to be seen does get you far in life. And for the ones that actually care about those things.
Yeah.
So
I think.
But do you care about the image with the people that are around you that you hang out with?
That's a good
it's
question.
a good question. I do.
I sure do.
I do. I do believe that, like, let's say, for example, if me, Kev, Mike, and a few other people, like, will still happen to hang out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that like, everybody got their strong suits, right? And one thing I have learned is, like, when you're around a bunch of guys who look presentable, right? And then you're around people who, like, maybe have more of a notoriety. Somebody else may have more charm. Like, it's just a nice circle to be around, and I think more people are attracted to that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I always say I used to make this joke with like certain niggas you wouldn't mind being around, because, like, if this guy's a pretty boy, this guy's the athlete, this guy's, I'm the person, like, I'm gonna literally, like, once I'm in the room, like, the whole energy just changes up. Now we gonna have fun and all that. So, like, I think it balance, like, so you want to be able to be around a circle that kind of, like, balances that out. I can't see myself with,
But I
like,
also think
a bunch of lame
I don't
niggas.
even be around nobody I don't want to be around. So I feel like I'm around like-minded people, or people that I appreciate their image or how they carry themselves. I'm just kind of like, okay, that even it blends. It looks good. We look good together.
Yeah. One thing I don't want to hang with, though, is a super thug. And what I mean is, like, a nigga that just always want to be so fucking tough.
And get you in trouble.
Yeah, niggas just be doing the dumb shit. Yeah. Niggas always feel like, like, I can't hang around niggas like that who just...
Because I don't got time to be like...
I'm not trying to fight every time we go out and do it. I don't want to be on that energy, bro. Like, I can't hang out with a nigga who got mad beef in the streets. I'm not doing it.
Niggas is too old for that.
I'm not...
Are you fighting or are you running?
Oh, nah. Well, if we so happen to get into something, yeah, I'm a fight. But I don't want that. I don't want that to be the energy every time we go somewhere.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'd be kind of embarrassed to fight at this point in my life.
Yeah, bro. After 35, it's like, what are we fighting for?
I'm not running though, but I'm just.
But what are we fighting for?
Yeah, nigga really have to do. He got to touch me.
That shit is fucking. Even the idea of, like, respect
is crazy.
It's
sometimes.
stupid. It's stupid.
But that's what it is for a majority of the time.
I don't expect nobody who I'm not in this type of atmosphere to even respect me.
Yeah, I get it.
So
see, but I also don't.
Egos come into play. That's the thing.
True.
I also think people's idea of what respect is be blurred sometimes, or not necessarily blurred, but we just might not see it the same way.
True.
So I don't always see, like, I think sometimes people see a difference in opinion as disrespect sometimes, based on what the conversation might be, or how the conversation might be going. So it's like I think people use that word too loosely sometimes. Like,
that's like if we in a club and we walking and a nigga make a mistake and step on my feet or bump me, but he didn't say sorry. Or he ain't say excuse me. As much as it is the respectful thing to do is to say that, but if he didn't say that, I'm letting that shit go. That shit ain't. I mean, he might have scuffed on my sneakers a little bit. I might have got bumped a little bit.
He might not even have known.
Or he might not really even paid attention. You know what I'm saying? But I know people who take that as, like, yo, like, nigga, watch yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? And really be on that type of energy.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm not.
I agree.
I'm not doing that.
But that's why I think, like, when we get to communication, I think it's very important to really, like, be open, because, like I said, nigga might not even have known he did that shit. Like, you might literally be the only person that know he bumped you or he stepped on your foot or whatever the case is, and you feel how you feel about it. So now, like, that's it. How you feel is how you feel, and there's no other way to see the situation. And the nigga probably looking at you like, yo, boy, I ain't gonna lie, I'm drunk as hell. Like, I didn't even.
Yo,
I didn't feel nothing. I didn't even see that shit.
And you wanna know so crazy? Years ago, me and my cousin got into a situation just like that. We in a pool hall in East New York. It was like on the Spanish side. We like my cousin lived in that area though, and a dude, my cousin made a mistake and stepped on a nigga's feet or some shit like that in the pool hall, and the nigga literally took it from 0 to 100, and it ended up being me and my cousin in the middle of 10, 15 Spanish niggas with bats and all kind of shit.
That's crazy. What did y'all do?
Ain't nothing else to do.
Got
You
that
gotta
ass whooped.
you gotta figure it out, fight your way through, and then luckily for me, like
Wait,
I
y'all
was
really
way
fought
younger.
15 guys?
Yeah, it was a bunch of niggas, no cap.
That's
and
crazy.
and luckily for me, before all went down, we kind of felt the energy of where it was going. I literally remember calling my cousin, which was his brother at the time, his older brother, and was like, "Yo, it's about to go down in here." And my brother, his brother, my father, all these niggas back then, they all pulled up, and then it became like a black versus Spanish niggas type of thing. But in the midst, we had to hold it down until they came. But when they came, you know,
So
they
wait,
came
how
with-
long was y'all
They
niggas
came with
fucking-
guns and all that. See, and the crazy thing was, yo, things be happening,
Yo.
and it feels like forever. But when you really look at the
It was a short
time,
amount of
that
time.
shit be like 5-10 minutes.
But why didn't y'all
Like-
just let them beat y'all up and like let it go?
I'm not letting nobody beat me up.
I'm
Nah,
sorry, I'm
can't
sorry.
do that.
So
'Cause
y'all
now,
now you gotta call more people to possibly die.
yeah. Well,
It is what it is at that point.
You can't.
Nigga, I'm not going
That's
to just sit
crazy.
there and get my ass and possibly die. Like,
Yeah. Either way, you
But
could
it was
possibly
15
die.
guys. Like,
It was like 15, no cap.
so there was so
but if you lay
regardless,
down,
y'all,
you're gonna get it worse. Like,
no. But what I'm
not-
trying to say, regardless, I was gonna get fucked up anyway. So it's like, why don't you just take the L and just keep it moving?
No, take a L. I'm
can't
calling
take
my
a L like that.
niggas, and they pulling up, and they pulled up, and when they pulled up in the middle of it, like, pulled out the hammer.
And what did niggas do?
Of
snitching
course,
right now.
niggas see guns, niggas backing down, niggas is falling back. Your bat ain't gonna do nothing to this gun.
Yeah.
The only thing that we didn't think about back then, which we probably should have thought about, was it's crazy because now we like outside on the street, so it's like, you know, these niggas didn't have no legal guns. So all it took was that situation of us calling them, and they coming with guns, and now somebody could have went to jail for a hammer.
Yep.
And that part you don't think about.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, so in this moment, right? Like now you being your age today, would you make that same decision?
That's
Like
difficult.
calling people to like come after you got your ass whooped? Like,
That's
or would you
difficult.
understand like I'm not about to get my friends in trouble? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
I ain't
kind of
gonna lie,
hard to
that's
think
50-50.
about.
How bad did I get my ass whooped?
it's two people against 15. You're gonna get your ass whooped. It's not a fair fight. But do you just take the L? Because sometimes taking the L is easier than now seeing your boys get locked up in jail because of some shit that you called them for.
I might be lying if I told you I would take that.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie.
That's crazy.
Cause I do be feeling a way, yo. I be feeling a way. I ain't gonna front, especially when they get to that level. Especially when I feel like I'm being played with. I ain't gonna front, son. I hate that feeling, and I be like torn because I be wanting to go all the way there, but then like.
But you already did. If niggas is putting hands on me, we already went all the way there.
Yeah.
So it's like it's really difficult to think we
But
have
now,
anything else to talk
do
about.
you feel like your get back gotta be
Severe?
yes?
Oh my God, bro. I haven't had a physical altercation in so long, thank God. But like, I'm not gonna lie. A nigga put hands on me now, like at this point.
At a one-on-one fight, I could take that. If I lose or win, I could eat that.
Okay.
yeah,
So
I
like,
can eat that. I can eat
if
that.
me and a nigga get into a one-on-one fight and he beat me up,
But if niggas is jumping me,
come on, yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
nah.
take that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I gotta
son.
see one of y'all after this.
And
Niggas-
y'all okay with y'all friends going to jail?
It might not even be my friends. I just know I gotta see one of y'all after this. Like I'm not.
We gotta figure something out.
Yeah, like I can't just let this slide now. Like,
I don't think I could let that slide.
the only
either.
thing now is that I don't. Niggas don't be wanting to fight no more, and
Yeah,
that's
they
the only
just wanna
thing. Like
kill.
I don't like. I remember when we was coming up, we used to really be outside like punching on each other, niggas, and then niggas go home, get over it. You know what I'm saying? But this ain't where it's at now. Niggas get punched on, and then they start shooting immediately. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, because everybody's ego. Nobody wants to take the L.
I don't think I'll be
niggas
able to
just
take
can't
that
fight
L.
no more. Like
No, I think it's the L.
I think niggas can't fight.
No, that might be true, but you're right. I don't think I could take the L. That type of L, I don't think I could take.
So you willing to shoot somebody?
How see it's sticky, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's real sticky because like it depends on the situation. Me getting jumped, and this is why
Somebody getting shot.
Yeah, like
No lie.
So, me getting jumped is a
Niggas
different
jumping me
beast.
at 34.
This is why
somebody getting shot.
This is why most people had the argument from when King Von died, right? And rest in peace, King Von. But like, it was 30 of them niggas against 3 niggas.
No. Be clear. It was a one-on-one fight.
No, hold up.
Go watch the video.
Hold up. When you go back to the video, you see the nigga Quando Rondo see King Von, right? King Von is walking up with 30 niggas with him.
Yeah, but he was the only one fighting.
Just wait, hold on. And if you pay attention, Quando Rondo is putting his hand out to give him a pound, to give him a 5. He took the bait and just ended up rocking him. Now, yes, it was a one-on-one fight.
Yeah.
Now, even with that being said, you talking about 3 niggas and then you realize your man getting beat up or however that end up working on. Other niggas is involved. You know the fucking tension is real high. 30 niggas and these niggas from Chicago wilding, right? I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking we got the hammers. I'm not just gonna let my man get beat. So there's only 2 things you're gonna do in that matter. You're not gonna it's not gonna be an easy breakup. Cause even if you try to go in to break up, now you talking 30 niggas, it's like, yo, get off my man. Either way, however you look at it, bro, it was bound to go left regardless. Now, I'm not saying it was bound to go left. So I ain't gonna front me being me. Yeah, nigga, if I'm living that life and I got the ham on me, nigga, I'm backing that thing and get off my man.
Nah, at that point,
I'm shooting this thing, get off my man.
Nah, but if it's a one-on-one fight, I'm gonna let my friend get fucked up. I'd like.
Would you be mad if we went somewhere and a nigga just said it on you, and I let y'all get it on? You gonna be mad at me?
No, but I will look at it like this. I've been in situations, and this the only thing I look at. One-on-one fights always turn into, if it's one-on-one, and let's say,
oh, it's like you mean like it never stops, like it can keep going.
One-on-one fight, when niggas has got a bunch of niggas, it don't never just end there. Never. Never. There's no fucking rule book that niggas really abiding by and saying, this ain't like no boxing match. So like we in the streets. Even with the one-on-one going on, eventually it's either gonna turn into a brawl between groups of niggas. Cause like, let's say with that same instance, Kev let me fight. Whether I'm winning or losing, who's gonna be the responsible ones to be like, all right, yo, that's it, it's over with. Who's gonna do that? These niggas over here, energy ain't like that, and these niggas over here, energy ain't like that.
I see what you mean.
None of these niggas is mature. All these niggas is like.
Nah, I agree with you. I just
street niggas
like
who
I'm
just
saying, like, if I'm losing a fight, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm fighting with somebody and you start shooting, I'm gonna be like, all right, boy, like what?
I ain't gonna front.
Come on, son.
That's the life I'm living, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah,
If that's the life you living, I get it. But at the same time, I'm thinking like
these niggas mindset on.
But that's just me thinking now. I ain't gonna lie. That's my thinking.
That's
now
what I'm saying. You talking about niggas 23, 24 years old, like, and they all living that dumb life. Like they all living that.
Because once you take a gun out, you can't go back. Whether you fire it or you don't. Once you take it out, you took it there.
Yeah.
And it's like we have no other choice but to respond to you in a way that we gotta match that.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. And it's like, for
but
me,
see,
I'm not
also
even thinking
backstory
that.
to this story. I think this the other part. This the other part that niggas don't understand too. And this is just like backstory just from that one in particular situation. Between them 2 crews beef, other niggas has died in those situations. So niggas has real life died prior to all this.
So they got
which is why the beef was going on moving like that from the beginning. It never was on the head people. It was like all the different crews from those 2.
But it's always like that though. Like it's always like that.
Yeah.
I still think it was stupid.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It might have been stupid, but if I'm them and I'm looking at the situation, I'm like, damn, I go try to break it up. It's still 30 niggas. It should still may go left anyway. These niggas probably think like, yo, at the end of the day, yo, I don't think they even meant to kill him. I think it was more so like, yo, get off my man type of shit.
Yeah, but again, like you think about, let's just say they didn't. Now what? Now I gotta kill you because you shot me.
Was he the only person that died? Because I didn't really follow the story.
He was the only person that
No, he
died. He
wasn't.
wasn't the only person that got
He
shot,
was not
though.
the only person that died.
Another,
bro.
another nigga,
Yeah.
a nigga died for that day?
Yes.
I remember other people got shot for sure, but
And he succumbed to them injuries, bro.
So both crews got somebody that passed away.
No,
no, it was
just-
all from
just
Vaughn
on one
and them
side.
crew.
So it's
Because
like
now they were shooting. Vaughn and them people had end up getting guns. They shooting. The police came.
They
The
was
police shooting.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was like shooting coming from different angles.
I didn't really follow. I know he died, but I didn't really like follow that story.
Yeah, a bunch of niggas. And see, and that's why, like, nigga, getting jumped, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Even at my old age, I don't know if I could eat that. What does respect look like to you personally?
I was trying to get back to that.
What does respect look like to me?
Yes.
It's a very good question. When I think of like respect, I think of like reciprocity.
Okay.
I know that sounds very weird because you can't expect the same treatment that you give to other people. The same treatment that you give to other people to like get it back. But it's like I think that's like respect to me.
So the energy I give you, you respect me by giving me the same energy back.
That's what I think.
What if people misread your energy?
Then I think that
Because that's
there should be-
easily.
That's what I'm saying. Like, well, you thinking like I'm giving you a certain kind of energy, I deserve it back. And what if people are giving you that energy right back?
So I think there has to be a conversation if it comes into like a negative type of like energy. But when he was saying what he was saying, I was referring to positive.
Nah,
What does respect mean to you? Look like to you?
If we talking like on the positive side, I think I would go along with that answer. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of treat me how I treat you, or just be a good person to me because I'm a good person to you, like naturally, right? On the other side of things, I think respect can still be no matter how you feel or like good or bad. Don't go somewhere else with this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we could yell, scream, all that kind of shit, but as long as we don't take this somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, your mother's a bitch and I hope you die. All that other shit is kind of like, all right, why are we going there?
I agree with that.
Now I'm
Like,
glad
why
you
we
said
going
that.
there? Because I could be angry as fuck. I could yell all that shit, but
We
I don't
could
gotta
keep
take
things
it
within
somewhere
reason
Yeah.
without it going.
I agree with that.
So I'm gonna just replay a situation. I spoke about this situation before, but when I really felt disrespected was when a girl was kicking it, talking, wasn't really serious, but definitely was communicating, and we had difference in opinion on the situation, and she felt one way about it. I didn't necessarily agree, but whatever. I was comfortable with like leaving it as is. We don't gotta talk no more. Whatever.
Oh, you spoke about this.
Yeah.
Yo, can I pause you? My bad, real quick. I just want to shout out the birthday girl in the
Oh,
building.
Jay, happy birthday.
Happy
Just
birthday,
wanna say happy birthday to
Jay.
Jay. What's up with it? All right, my bad. Go ahead.
But then I really felt some way because she started making posts on social media talking about, I'm about to go live and da-da-da-da,
And then she was late.
went live, and then did all the whole shit. And I'm just like, yo, like, all right, see what I'm saying? Like,
But she
now,
didn't say your name. Just remember that.
She didn't say my name,
She did.
but no, but she
called him a name that he did
she
not like.
called me names, all kind of shit.
His ego.
And
was
I was like,
ego was
now I
bruised.
gotta violate her now.
I mean, so I think
Now I'm like, now I gotta fight because now you taking it to a place to where like, first of all, it didn't have to go. Second of all, if you really looked at the situation, I mean, to be honest with you, from the beginning, you actually was in the wrong. But you figured out a way to make it seem otherwise, and then took it to a whole nother place that it didn't have to go. And at that point, I remember
the gloves is off.
Yeah, at that point, I remember like feeling that way of like wanting to take it to another level. And then, at that time, I spoke to Frankie about it, and she did kind of change my energy on it. So I was like, I'm gonna just eat it. I ate that L.
I don't know how.
I didn't like it though. I ain't gonna front. It made me real salty, but I ate it and I just moved on from it. Like fuck it.
Do you think it's better to match people's energy? Would you rather do that?
I did rather do that. At that moment, I felt like doing that.
Yes, I remember. Yo,
at that moment, I
You
felt like
believe in,
doing
y'all
that.
believe in matching energy, matching people's energy?
No. Well, okay. To truthfully answer your question, I think it's circumstantial. But if I were to answer it like right away, no, I do not like matching energies, especially when it comes to work. I think that's the best way for me to put it. In my personal life, not to say that I can't match energies.
Oh, because we know you can. You can definitely get there.
And you can
Frankie's,
too.
I could too, but you surprised me.
We all can.
You surprised. I ain't gonna. But you surprised me though. I ain't gonna lie.
But why did you? And
No, I'm just saying you surprised me. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna get back to that. But
You surprised me. That's what I'm saying. I ain't gonna lie.
actually no. I'd like for you to explain that.
Yeah, me too. I'm kind of like.
How did I surprise you?
Nah, because like your energy normally is more of like a bubbly type of spirit, and to see you.
He don't know. It's not that type of time.
Nah, to see you in a space of like anger, and like to see you was like you was just over everything. To see you in that type of space, I was like, okay. Like I remember walking up to you and you was like, you just like went off and was like, yo, like, like blacked on me
for no reason.
I'm not saying it was for no reason.
Okay, I just want to get that
the
straight.
argument ain't if you had a right reason or not.
Okay, question.
But like just to see you do that,
so
I was like, you know what?
I have a question for you, right? Because I feel like when we used to speak, right? I think that I expressed to you that I don't have a medium. That's one. I believe I've
expressing that and actually
seeing it is crazy.
No, but wait, just wait. So I've always expressed that I don't have a medium. That is something that I need to like work on, right?
Correct.
Because like there's something inside of me that once it like boils and my voice starts shaking, I don't know how to like
control that. Yeah, I get that.
So that's one. And then I think there was a time that when you and I were on the phone before and someone else got me upset. Like, you heard my tone and you heard the passion in my voice when I expressed my frustration and my anger towards that person. So you knew what I was capable of.
Yeah,
I
but
just
like
think that you just...
like live in HD was like, okay.
So she warned you that she don't got a medium.
She did.
I wouldn't say warn.
That's a warning.
No, I don't. For me, it's not a warning. I think when I say this all the time, when I express myself, I don't have a medium, and that's in everything that I do. If I love you, I love you. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. Like, I'm very much like that person, like on the opposite ends
like,
of this.
Whatever way it's on, all the way or nothing, or all the way or nothing.
And I think that I voice that not only in anger, but just in everything that I do. Like, if I really fuck with something, I'm just super passionate about it. Like,
but that's why I asked you what if somebody misreads your energy?
And that's why I said communication.
That makes sense.
No, I could like,
because a lot of times, somebody like you saying, "Well, I don't have a medium," and the way you respond to things at times, it could be difficult to really to read without knowing that.
But I express that all the time.
That you don't have a medium?
Yes, I think you guys just like don't listen.
I'm pretty sure we don't always retain a lot of things. I don't think that's a.
We got ADD.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm an advocate for the fact that I know I don't retain everything. Like, I don't always retain a lot of information. But when you start piecing together things and okay,
it makes sense.
Now that makes sense.
Yeah, that's something I always need to work on. Like, of course, when it's a positive thing, everyone reaps the benefits.
Of course, but
because if I fuck with you, I fuck with you, and like I'm there for you wholeheartedly. But if I don't, that's when people don't like it, and it's like I don't think that's fair.
I don't think it's about necessarily whether I mean, if you don't fuck with somebody, it shouldn't even matter if it's fair or not.
No, I know, but I think that people, once they see that other aspect of me, like when they're on the side of receiving that like type of like brutal type of like behavior, I think that they're like, damn, and it's like, but like, why do you only accept me for the good? Like, and
I don't think it's necessarily
not understand that this is also what comes with it when you cross a certain boundary. Like, that's what I think.
I get what you're saying, but I think, again, when you go back to communication and respect, and like what you reciprocate from people, or what you would like from people, I think that's a very difficult or blurry line where it goes like, you accept the good, but then when I flip, it's like, oh, you don't accept it. I think it's just hard to kind of, like I said, it's hard to read because it's like, yo, like I might be used to this, but you went from 0 to 100. So it's like I don't even know how to to receive that. You know what I mean? So you saying?
Yeah, look like you were gonna say something.
Yeah, I was about to ask a question from the thing, and it actually ties into the conversation that we having right now about respect. Now, on the other end of disrespect, so when did disrespect become like a normal thing in society?
I don't know if it's normal. I think what like I said again. I think or what you said. What's respect look like to you?
And what disrespect looks
So
like
you
to
can ask the same thing with disrespect, because I think a lot of times, like even with words like communication and consistency and blah 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 and all these different words that people like to use, and they generalize it or they make it so that everything has to fit under that umbrella of the word, and it's kind of like, okay, but what does it mean to you? What does it look like to you? Like,
Well,
what does that actually look like to you specifically?
Yeah.
I think to answer your question, I think disrespect became normalized because a lot of people have been abusing people, in my opinion, not like in a physical sense, but just like, because I get the term of like, you're useless if you're not useful. But sometimes there are people who are just actually abusing and using you. And I think that people who normally may not have had anything to say because they have like more of like a meek personality, they are like taking charge and like, no, fuck out of here, I'm not taking this shit. So I think that we're in an era of selfishness. So I think that's where disrespect became a norm. But to say that it's solely disrespect, I don't know if it's solely disrespect. I think that people are just used to certain people being a certain way, and now that they're standing their grounds, people think it's disrespect, and it's not. It's, I'm just giving you what you gave me now. That's what I think. Sometimes it is, a lot of the time.
So that was kind of all over the place.
I don't.
Bit. I think.
What didn't you understand exactly?
I feel like it was blurry. Like me standing my ground, I don't think could ever be misread for disrespect, right? I think disrespect is disrespect. Like,
but people who are used to you giving them whatever they want, they kind of see that as disrespect on their part.
But that's why I go back to like, okay, well, what do you see as disrespect? Because I think like I don't really deal in like anything outside of what it actually is.
So are we saying disrespect is subjective?
Yeah,
it is definitely.
And so is respect.
Yeah.
And so is respect.
Because you could say, "Oh, yo, you disrespected me. You disrespected me." Okay, how did I disrespect you? We might never agree on the fact that you think that I disrespected you, because I might not agree with you at all.
Like, do you have like a flat line of what you feel is disrespectful?
It's a good question. I can't give like a straightforward like one direct answer. I just know when it happens and I get the feeling of I'm being disrespected, then I take it accordingly. And there's even some times where I might even feel like I'm being disrespected, but it don't really have no real, like, it's not nobody that I'm gonna be seeing, or like, let's say if a lady just randomly and I feel like I got disrespected, like I'm not never gonna see this lady again. So like me now thinking about now my response to the disrespect changes,
totally different.
Considered to the situation. And I do think like, I think that's a part of like, for me anyway, that was a part of like maturing and understanding like every little ounce of like feelings that you come across don't always gotta be like, I don't have to engage in every situation that I feel like, all right, cool, yeah, she did violate me. All right, cool. But I don't never have to deal with this person. I don't never have to see this person.
So say
and
if
those things I tend to like.
So say if this person that you feel like you never have to see or deal with, or even just people that you do have to see and deal with, do you have ways that you can effectively communicate with them to express how you feel without it maybe possibly going to?
So that's something that I'm even still dealing with to this day. Right? I said this before. I was more so just moving with the idea of like, all right, fuck, I don't give a fuck, it is what it is, right? And I think nowadays I am coming more around to like, it's still hard to effectively communicate
Mm-hmm.
those things. And that was like one of the things that made me be in my mind last night and 2 nights ago, and went to the bar and like, drinking, and was just like thinking. And I'm like trying to think of like how like you don't like the way things is going per se. So like I've always had a problem with communication. Not so much of like not being able to speak my mind, but more so like handling situations and how to go about like having conversations about getting through it, or working through things without it going completely left.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that part is I've always had trouble with to this day.
Mm-hmm.
To this very day.
Where do you think it comes from? Is it pride that leads that type of behavior?
I don't know, honestly. It might be a little bit pride, might be a little bit ego. It might be a little bit of feeling like sometimes I just really be feeling like, yo, once you already got this pre-notion about me in your mind already, to be honest, sometimes, especially when it's like, and I don't mean to make this like a man-woman thing, but especially if like the other side of the person is a woman, I feel like once you already got this, and this is friend or relationship, like I look at that the same. I think that
Those level of respects should be like,
yeah, it's the same, and I just feel like once you already got this idea of me in your mind,
I
whether
think
good
people
or bad,
treat you.
you keep that.
Yeah,
You keep that, and it's like that's a stain in your brain, and for whatever reason, normally it doesn't go anywhere.
I think that's what I'm experiencing now, and I think I'm responding to that a lot more these days. I feel like people have an idea of what they think of me, and then they communicate with me based on that idea that they have, not not actually what it is at all. You know what I mean? Or I don't feel like they take time to actually figure out what it actually is. They just communicate with me from the idea that they have of me. So, the people that think he's like I heard we had this conversation on here, like he's privileged in certain areas, and I'm just like, okay, that sounds like it sounds cool for you to see it or for you to assess that from certain interactions with me, but privileged for me is kind of like I laugh at it. It's like I scoff at that because it's like me privileged, like it's not even close. But I feel like a lot of people deal with me from the idea that they have of me, of how they think they should approach me on things, or how they think it's gonna go, and it's like, no, you could definitely have done that differently. And I find myself like in defense mode a lot.
Me too.
Because I'm like
I find myself in defense mode a lot too.
people telling me how I feel or what I think or what's on my mind. I'm kind of like,
and I can agree with the whole defense mode, but mine is like a different type of reason. My reason is because I feel like because I am like this person that's like always nice to people and bubbly majority of the time, and then I'm always very accessible to people, and I would be the person that people could like rely on and use a certain way. I think that people take advantage of my kindness. So when I get to a point where I feel that way, my defense is like on a different level because I'm like, oh, so I'm this good person to you, but you still choose to like violate me. All right, I got you. Like that's like how it is for me. Like,
and then you respond to that.
from that.
Yes.
Do you think there's a general way how we can effectively communicate with people?
I think we gotta ask more questions.
I agree.
Because I feel like when you feel something, I don't think it's wrong for nobody to feel what they feel.
But don't assume that what you're feeling is right.
Correct. I feel like when you meet somebody or when you approach somebody with what you feeling, I think you have to find a way to make sure you could just at least let me get it off first. Hey, this is how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I might not, and you know what I'm saying? Like if you could accept the fact that what you feeling might not be all the way 100%, I think that conversation might go well, because if you go to somebody with a feeling that you just feel like, yo, what I'm feeling is it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Depending on who you're talking to, you might get ignored, or you might find somebody that's
gonna match that energy.
Either match the energy, or you might find somebody that's probably like logical. So they might be like, well, nah, that's not really what it is. And now they're trying to like explain what it is from their point of view versus like even like listen. I just feel like there's so many different ways things could go if you're not open to the fact that your feelings are not always facts.
And so that's crazy you said that, because now I'm sitting here thinking, I'm looking at my situations of like certain friendships, or even like, dealing with women, right? On an intimate level. It's weird because everybody claims, well, not everybody, but we talk a majority, right? Majority people want to be married, right? And I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the stats of how long people actually stay married, and then I'm looking at the different relationships of when people go through, and it's like, for me, it's like when I think about communication, and I'm looking at all these things, I'm saying people are so easily ready to like
Give up.
On everything, on friendships, on relationships. You go through one little thing, or let me not say little, you go through one thing, whether it be little or big or whatever have you, I don't know. It's just like, people are really easily ready to like give up on certain situations.
Is that wrong in everything in situations?
I was just about to ask that, because if say if one of the things are you're defaming this person's character. So now how does this person now come back to you and have like a regular let's speak in friendship terms. How does this person come back to you and have a regular friendship, because now they see how you view them?
Right.
How do you come back from that? Because now in the back of their mind, they're going to question everything that comes out of your mouth now because of the way that you defame their character.
Or there might just be a little bit of like what's there might be some residue there. You know what I'm saying? Like in the way that they like this. You can't tell me that you never had a friendship that kind of went somewhere and went left, and now y'all cool again.
But it's never the same.
But it's not the same, because you still got like, you kind of got like that residue, like, yo, because you not open all the way. Like you never open all the way again with that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie. I think I really appreciate some of my friendships that I've had like some hard moments with, because it really showed me what was on the other side.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I've had some I've went through some shit with some of my friends, and I'm like, you know what? I could actually use that word friend with you, like, and be okay with it, because what happened on the other side of that weird shit, I feel like nothing changed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like nothing changed, like, at all. And I feel like that's, like, when I say I appreciate that, I can really, really, really appreciate that, because I've seen what it looks like when somebody do some fuck shit, and it's like, you can't see past the fuck shit.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. Like, it's just like, nah, I can't see it. I can't see past it.
Yeah, I think friends should be able to definitely argue, fight, and all the above without going too far left. And I think that as long as we don't go too far left, and we still remained respectful in our argument and fight, you know what I'm saying? I think that's valid. I think that's okay.
The way people fight with you will show you how they feel about you, though.
Yeah.
Like, it'll show you, like, oh, okay.
So like,
heard you.
That one of the last episodes that we did.
But I will say this, because I don't have a medium. I don't fully agree with that.
No,
I gotta have a.
Because you know why? My tone will be at 1,000. But what I'm. But wait, 2 seconds.
I knew you was gonna say
but
that.
My tone may be at 1,000, but I watch what I say very
carefully. That's why I say what I'm saying.
So you might be yelling, but you're still respectful.
That's what I'm saying.
But some people will see will hear the yelling, and they can't get past that.
That's why I say, like, for me, yelling, I don't really take yelling as disrespect, where somebody else might be like,
some people will.
You yelled at me, and that's
I might
disrespectful.
curve you at the moment and just ignore you. Like, I
know I'm very dismissive, right? So for me, me being dismissive to conflict is not necessarily because I don't respect you or because I'm trying to disrespect you. For me, it's because I feel like we're at a place right now where we can't have a certain kind of conversation, and it's just going left. So for me, I shut down. That's probably something I got to work on.
Yeah.
But I shut down. So for me, being dismissive is not a fuck you. I don't think that you're worth my time. It's more of a this is going left, and I don't know how I'm gonna respond in the leftness.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna exit now before it keep going left.
But that's the respect.
But some people might look at this and go, he just dismissed me. He don't respect me, and it's like
because that could be a trigger for some people.
Correct.
Because you got to understand, like, another thing too, when you have internal triggers that people may not know or even if people do know.
Yeah.
So Kevin reacts dismissively, right? But I have a trigger where I feel disposable. So now when this person's walking away from me, I'm feeling like, oh, so it was just that easy for you to just like act like I don't matter in this moment. So so it's kind of like tricky when it comes to.
And that's why I say you got to ask questions. And
Yeah.
I think you got to find a way to have the conversation and still express what it is that you're feeling. But you got to be receptive too, even in the midst of feeling, angry or just agitated or whatever it is, because you just never know.
But even with a trigger, I'm still looking at the idea of like going far left. I still have the thought process in my mind of what's far left to me.
Like far left to me is like me and you we go at it and we don't win at it. Like a lot of times.
Physically?
Me and him? Yeah. I think that's probably the only place it didn't go.
Oh, okay.
Like
facts
is physically, but we didn't like head to head.
Literally like
about to fight.
Yeah.
Like we went at it multiple times.
And I think that the aggression or the intensity of the or the intensity of like the situation,
especially when we first started like fucking with each other.
Yeah, like it was up. Like I was gonna put hands on this nigga. But I think the intensity of the situation is just like you said. It's in your personality of like sometimes I just get passionate about what I'm talking about.
Same.
Especially if I think I'm right. You know what I'm saying? Like if I think I'm right about something, my passion, my level of passion is a certain way. I won't back down, right? But there's never been a point where I attack him as a person. Like
it never been but from neither one of us. It never went,
or vice versa.
It never went too far left to where it's like I never spoke about the nigga mom. Never went on those shits. Disrespected his kid. Never went on those shit. Like it never got to a point to where like
because now like I'm trying to trigger you into fighting me. Like I'm never trying to get to a place where I'm trying to push somebody to take it there. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want you to take it there. I'm not trying to take it there. But I think sometimes, like I said, our energy gets misread because it's like you said, there's something that triggers you a certain way. Or it might be something that triggers you a certain way. It's something that definitely triggers me a certain way where and I'm starting to pay attention to like how my mom is. And like my mom, I always remember my mom being very like my mom used to really whoop my ass. Like, shout out to my mom.
Mine too.
Like, whoop my ass, right? But then when I got a little older, I started noticing, like, in conflict, my mother would shrink. Like, she would shrink. Like, she would just kind of, like, get quiet. So I'm like, damn, you used to whoop my ass, but then I'm watching you in conflict with, like, adults. Or, like, with certain things, and she just...
Do you think it's because you are a man and your stature and all that stuff? You think that has something to do with it? And now the roar of your voice when you talked back to her, because that could be completely different. Like when you were younger, your voice was completely different, your stature was different, and she was the authority in the household. But now that you are a man of your own, do you think that has something to do with it?
With what exactly?
With the way that she may, like, communicate with you in an argument.
No, I'm not talking about shrinking with me.
Oh, just other people.
I'm talking about I'm assessing how she just shrinks in conflict.
But
not with me.
So do you think that instead of seeing it as like shrink, maybe she's just being a bigger person and just like backing out and understanding that you don't have to fight all battles?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
Or at least that's not the way I saw it. Because I saw a lot of situations where I'll be looking at her like,
you're not gonna say nothing?
Yeah, like you're not. Why you letting this person talk to you like that?
Because maybe she's like choosing battles. Sure,
for me, I'm looking at a lot of these situations like, Ma, like no. Check this person, even if it's in a professional or in a way that's respectful. Like, check this person.
See, me, I don't even give my mom time to check anybody. I'm quick to check somebody from my mom real quick.
But sometimes a lot of times it was like family stuff.
Oh, even with that.
But for me as a kid or just growing up, I'm just looking at it like, and now I realize I don't like conflict. Like, I do not like conflict. So when people meet me with conflict, like, I absolutely need you to meet me a certain way with it. Like, I need you to, or
But
else.
do you communicate that?
Yeah, I've communicated that to people a lot. Like, I need you to meet me a certain way with it, because when you meet me with it in and it's intense, depending on the situation, I might not respond a certain way when people meet me with conflict. So it's like, there are times that I could accept it. There are times I could talk through it. There are times I could get through it, depending on where I'm at in that moment. But for me, I know specifically I need people to meet me a certain way with conflict, because I don't deal well with it, and I don't intense energy makes me shut down at times, because I'm just like, I'm not there.
Yeah,
and it's like, if I gotta meet you there, I don't really know how this conversation is gonna go, so I kind of like, I shut down a lot.
Yeah, I just know for me, as long as it don't never, like I said, go too far left to the point of where, I feel like anything
you can figure that out.
We could figure it out. As long as it don't go too far left, and it's like, and I'm talking about from either side.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Left for you may not be the same left for this person.
It might not.
What's your
left?
Know what I
mean? It might not. Left for me is like the situation with the people we know, Kevin. You telling me, yo, your son could suck my dick. Like, that's left.
That's left. Because it's like, what the fuck my son got to do with this?
Yeah, that's left.
You're telling me now, this is not about me and you having a conversation.
Yeah,
you got
trying to resolve whatever it is that me and you don't agree with. You want me to take it there.
Left is like me and Kev get into a fight and I get so mad I pull a gun out on him. That's left.
Yeah.
Left for me is lying on me or lying to me.
What's your left? I like that question. What's your left? I think people got to dig a little more, especially if you care about a person. If you don't care, I ain't gonna lie. Whatever the interaction is, it is. And I'm cool with that. I could live with it. But even in those spaces where it's like people I don't really necessarily care about, I also don't go out of my way to give them extra energy, like, at all. You know what I'm saying? But if I actually care about a person, you gonna get a response out of me, even if it's not the right one. But you're gonna get a response. You're gonna get one. You know what I'm saying? And I might have to come back and figure it out. I might have to backtrack here and there. But for the most part, I'm not entertaining nothing I don't give a fuck about. I ain't gonna lie, I love Cam, but I also do not have on my glasses. So this entire time he's been doing that, I had no idea.
Yeah,
I'm trying to follow y'all because I have no idea what this nigga's talking about.
What did you learn today?
I learned a few things about you, and I feel like I'm always learning something about you.
I think we all are,
and I think that's healthy.
Oh, well, y'all know each other, so that's different. So, yeah, you're right.
But we're still learning.
I'm still learning shit about him, too, though. Like, even, like I said, like, there's things that I learned about my mom as I got older that I didn't notice when I was younger. So, like, when we were younger and we met each other, there might have been things I thought I knew about him, but now I'm looking at it like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And a lot of shit I'm learning sitting across from hearing this nigga tell stories now that you never heard before, you know? So, like, I'm learning shit now. I'm learning shit about both of y'all. I'm just kind of like, okay, how do I apply this moving forward, you know? Because I think even in business, with people, communication is very important, and especially when you're doing business with friends, you know. And I think there's a stigma on doing business with friends that I personally don't want to contribute to, you know. So I think I appreciate having conversations like these because you kind of killing two birds with one stone. That's what I learned today. God damn, this was a serious one. I like this.
That's why I put it in the group chat.
No, I know why you put it there.
What did you learn today?
This is going to be very funny, and the audience won't even understand, but we know how to talk and code really well.
Yeah.
That's one thing that, like, I'm happy that we were able to talk.
That was actually funny, son. I was like, because you know what I'm thinking about when it came to that? All I heard Jay was like,
Jay
no.
was like, no, don't
Jay
do
was
it.
like, no. Jay was like, no.
And that's why when she said,
I was like, nah.
No, we
fuck
good.
it.
Like,
Jay was like, no, Vi,
No, don't do it.
Because the one thing,
man.
the one thing I know how to do with growing up the way that I grew up is like, you keep it very respectful to the outside eyes.
Yeah.
Like I said, we know how to respectfully talk in code, and because we were able to do it in a respectful manner, it basically like opened me up to be more open. I will say that. That's what I learned today.
It's fire.
If that makes any sense.
No, it makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
It make perfect sense.
What did you learn?
I learned that we all have different perceptions on some of the same topics, but we got different views on it.
So do you still think that perception is reality?
But then that goes back to me saying, yeah, I do believe perception is reality. Still. Because I think within our own perceptions of it, we end up living in that, and that becomes our reality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, we all have different things, the looks of like what far left is, right? But because like what she said, what was her far left, to be honest, I do believe that's left, but I don't think that's as far as the left to where I don't think that when she was like lying to me and lying about like
her left ain't your left.
Her left ain't my far left.
Yeah.
So with that, I still think that even in that, that's a conversation, and as long as that conversation don't go far left from that, it's like, all right, we can recover. And it's like, you know, as long as we both being able to see eye to eye on just what actually happened and really like have a moment of transparency in between two people, then I think that's like, I think that's, for me, it's like that's still recoverable.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what's so crazy? And not to like, you know, create a whole new topic, but like this is just me sitting down thinking about like situations with people that when you look back, it's like it didn't have to go that way.
Nope.
Like it didn't have to play out like that. Like, you know, like even like the situation, I don't want to dig deeper, like that we was in with the last studio and business and all. It's like you really sit back and think like, yo, like if people would have acted in a more mature, respectful way, even in anger, right? Even when you're mad, but still act accordingly and able to like effectively communicate, even within anger, I think that things could really work itself out differently.
See, but even with that, not to drag it, but I feel like I look at where I'm at now and go, damn, we were really young.
We were
young.
But still, just
not
young,
saying
being
I'm
young
not
is not
giving it a
always an
pass.
excuse.
No. I'm not saying it gives you a pass, but I think maturity takes experience. Like, so I think when you're not experienced or you haven't experienced certain things before, it's hard to respond to it in a mature way because it's kind of like, I've never even seen this before. You know what I mean? I've never been through this kind of shit before. So it's like, I could see how all the different ways that the situation could have went way better. In that moment, I'm just like, okay, I think that this would have went, if I play this back again, it would have went the same way.
You think so? It would have went the same exact way?
100%. I think it would have went the same way. And then we'd be around the same people now. You know what I mean? So it's like I could sit there and go, damn, like, we really don't have no issues. You know what I mean?
One thing I don't like, though, is impulsive behavior.
Correct.
And when I say impulsive, I think being impulsive at times is a good thing, right? Like, you could just one day be like, you know what, fuck it. I want to take a trip. Or one day, fuck it, I just feel like doing something. Wow, let me go skydiving. But when you're impulsive, when it deals with like relationships and like
or other people,
with other people, I think that's a little bit dangerous because you make decisions and then without understanding
How it's gonna affect the other person.
how it's gonna really affect not just the other person, but maybe other people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think that I've learned that that's
We about to go somewhere else.
yeah, that's why we could cut it, but
yeah, on that note.
peace out.
See, this was an episode where this was like self-help or whatever you want to call it.
Come on, stop.
No,
doing
because
that.
when y'all start laughing and doing all that other stuff,
We laughed today too.
No. Y'all only laugh.